2019 first release Ultra Cameo Silver Eagle. Not only do you have a great HSN price, we also have 4 flex pay for you to take advantage of. But this is proof 70, right?
Yeah. Well, here's what it comes down to. So if you look at this is the United States American Eagle San Francisco Mint. That's a big deal. The United States government, the proof coins made by the U.S. government and released by the United States Mint have been West Point mints since 1995. This is a secondary mint, a supplemental mint. It is only the second time that the United States government has done a supplemental or a second mint mark in a regular annual American Silver Eagle. So like I said, we had the Annex first day of issue. Completely and totally sold out 1,300 of them in one day at $199.95. We then well, 5 days ago, had the Bridge Core, the special Bridge Core NGC exclusive to us here at HSN. We had 1,100 of those pieces that also sold out in one day. So I'm down to my final, and that was also at $199. I'm down to my final 19S's is what I've got here. And these are, like I said, Proof 70 Ultra Cameo first release NGCs at $169.95. So we're literally $30 less than the other two that we sold out of. So here's kind of the story, and people are going, so really you sold 1,300 of those and you sold 1,000 of those.
And they were more expensive.
And they were more expensive, but here's the reasoning. And then people say, so why is that? I get it's a secondary mint. I guess, you know, I understand that doesn't happen very often. I understand it's a Proof 70 Ultra Cameo. So, I mean, that's collectible. I mean, you know, people are buying into this. This is the lowest price I've been able to do on an Ultra Cameo proof coin of any kind, Proof Silver Eagle of any kind here in quite some time. So I have a great price on this. I have the San Francisco Mint, this supplemental mint. So what's the big deal? I know it's a great deal, comes with the red oak presentation box. I understand how spectacular this is, but why like 2,300 coins? And this is why. I've been doing this a long time. One of the things that we do is we track basically every coin released by the United States Mint. We track, because it's public information, we track how many of these coins are sold every single solitary week. So in other words, then we take that and we lay that over all of the other United States coins that have been released. Basically, we have, you know, sales data in essence back to 1792. So, I mean, you know, we can overlay that. And so, you know, like this, we put up against other Silver Eagles. And so we anticipate how many of these coins are going to be made and sold because they're made to order. In other words, the government only makes as many as people buy. And so here's what we've done, is this coin came out 2 weeks ago, I guess, 10 days ago. It came out at a funny time. Right after it was released, the United States had the ANA convention in Chicago, which was huge. That gold coin that you just saw was released there. We had a reverse proof coin that was released there that we're going to have here in just a minute. One that was graded at the show, in essence, the ANA Chicago thing. We've had the Apollo coins. We've got some really great coins. We've got all the new innovation dollars. We've got all of these things that have come out. This is going to fall between the cracks. And first week sales have suggested that's exactly the case. The rarest regular issue Proof Silver Eagle that has ever been made, okay, by the United States government was actually last year's coin, okay? Last year, the 2018 Proof Eagle, SMint Eagle from the United States Mint last year. This coin sales are looking like it's going to be significantly less than that. So here's the big thing with this. I believe, and this is my experience talking, and understand I am absolutely, you know, I can't predict the future. I believe that this is going to be the rarest regular issue, annual issued American Silver Eagle ever made by the United States government. So they've been making a mint state American Silver Eagle since 1986. This coin will be rarer than all of them. They've been making proof American Silver Eagles since 1986, annual issues. This coin will be rarer than all of them. And the coin that is traditionally the rarest is the burnished coins that they've been making since 2006. This coin, I believe, is going to be rarer than all of those coins. So that's just, you know, that's just my 35 years, 40 years of experience talking right there, thinking that is. Now, here's the great part of that. If that comes true, this will be one of the great coin buys you've ever made. And if it doesn't, it'll still be one of the better coin buys you've ever made, because it's $30 less than I've sold this coin for in the past. It's $30 less than I traditionally sell Proof 70 Ultra Cameo, Proof American Silver Eagles, whether they be West Point or San Francisco Mint. So the fact is I'm giving you all this information, and what could absolutely positively, add to the collectability of this coin pretty exponentially, but I'm not charging you a single solitary penny extra, because what I'm doing is being speculative on this coin. I'm speculating that it's going to be the rarest, and I can't charge extra for speculation. I can only charge you exactly what this coin is. If it's the most common one, this would be the price. So if it becomes the rarest Proof American Silver Eagle, which I believe it will, ever made by the United States government, annual issue American Silver Eagle made by the United States government, what a fantastic bonus that you've paid zero extra for. And you're still going to get the Proof Ultra Cameo, you still get first release, you still get the Red Oak presentation box, you still get my lowest price by $30, all of those things put together. And just like the NX first day of issue, just like the Bridgecore, these are exceptionally limited in quantity. As a matter of fact, this is my lowest quantity that I have available.
And I think that's why everyone loves coin collecting so much. There's the fun, it's the excitement, it's the unknown. Every year brings new releases, every year brings new surprises.
And the United States Mint, here's the thing. The United States Mint is up in its game. Okay, this year they put out some really cool stuff. We had the West Point minted pennies that we just saw right there. With the Apollo 11 stuff with curved coins. We have the innovation dollars that are coming out. We've got that new gold Liberty, and then there's a silver Liberty that's going to come out as well. There's rumors out there that lots of things are happening. And so they've really started doing some really incredible stuff. So these years of these kind of really low mintage American Silver Eagles that you see out there are quickly going to become a thing of the past. Because as the Mint ups its game, of course, the interest increases exponentially. We have a brand new program coming out after the National Parks program that the United States Mint is going to do that's just truly and utterly spectacular. They're going to do their first colorized coins coming up here within the next year. There's all kinds of things. There's redesigns of coins that are going to come out.
Coin collectors are going to go crazy.
Everybody's going crazy. So what's happening is we're in a lull period, and this coin it just embodies that. It's just the epitome of that. So many other coins have been released around it, and remember, they're made to order, that everybody's ignoring it. We haven't.
It's a little sleeper.
It's a little sleeper. That's a perfect description of it. This is a 100% sleeper coin. Now, the fact of the matter is oftentimes when people, have what amounts to inside information, they're going to charge extra for that. They'll bring this out and charge I've seen this, $269, $279, $399, because, I think it's going to be so great. This is my price regardless. All of this other information based on my, 30, 40 years of experience in the business, that comes at no additional cost or charge, as usual. I mean, I don't tack anything on for that. So that's the thing. That's why this has been so phenomenally collectible, why this particular coin has been so phenomenally popular. Remember, do not confuse this with the West Point minted coin. Because many people, when they saw this come out, say, I already have proof coins. I got that, the West Point minted proof Eagle came out, what was it, January 1st this year. We sold 4,700 of them or whatever it is with this. We will never have 4,700 of these available. The Annex first day of issue sold out. The Bridgecore sold out. And those sold out at $199. Literally, each one show. Now, this is my only show on the day. We have no primetime airing tonight. So this is your only opportunity and your only chance to get this San Francisco Minted Eagle. And we have our absolutely, look at this deluxe plush display box that we've done with this, that it comes in. One of the #1 questions I get is, what does Ultra Cameo mean?
That was my next question.
You're familiar, of course.
You read my mind.
Yeah, nice. You're familiar with Cameo jewelry?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that's what this looks like, is a cameo. And what it means by Ultra Cameo is the distinction between the device of the raised part of the coin and this part of the coin is so distinct, it's an Ultra Cameo. So it stands out like a cameo piece of jewelry.
Three-dimensional.
It's three-dimensional. And here's the problem. It's so hard to see this mirror finish because the lights in the studio here are very bright, which is not good for coins. But you can see, I mean, look at that mirror finish. It's absolutely incredible. That's why I always run my finger in front of it. You can really see that, and it really shows off kind of the distinction.
You can really see the detail.
You can really see the detail of Lady Liberty right there, striding brilliantly. The original design on this was done in 1916 for the Walking Liberty half dollar. Adolph A. Weinman designed this coin. It was considered one of the most beautiful coins ever done by the United States government. So beautiful, in fact, that the design was reprised in 1986 by President Ronald Reagan when he signed the Liberty Coin Act into law in late 1986. And the American Silver Eagle has been a stalwart since then. So the United States government has made hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of millions, perhaps a billion or more, American Silver Eagles since 1986. What my premise is here is that this coin, of all the annual issue coins. So from 1986 to 2005, there was mint state coins and proof coins. Those are the annual issues. Starting in 2006, mint state, proof, and the special uncirculated or burnished coins. Those three. The burnished traditionally are the rarest of each one of those three coins in the year. My premise is that for all of those years from 1986 through 2019, that this coin is going to end up being the rarest of all of those annual issue American Silver Eagles. That is a huge, huge deal, folks, and particularly given the fact that you have now what amounts to that inside information. We have empirical information. We have empirical information that suggests that this is going to be true. We know what first week sales are. This coin could well be in the same thing as, well, let me back this up. There's a special edition American Silver Eagle from 2006, the 20th anniversary American Silver Eagle. They made 250,000 of that coin. 250,000 of that coin. In this condition, it sells for, I think we sell it for $700 to $900. This coin will absolutely, positively, 100% be rarer than that coin. Absolutely guaranteed. You take a look at the last special issues, not the annual issues, made by the United States government all the way back in 2013. How about that particular coin? Those particular coins, the 2013 coins, they made 250,000 of those coins. These coins are cheaper than either one of those coins, and it's going to be substantially, substantially rare. If you look at the Pride of Two Nations, the special enhanced reverse proof that they did this year, we sell that coin, our original issue price is $369. I've seen that coin go for $499 or even more. This coin is going to have basically about that same mintage or even less, in my opinion, and this coin at $200 less than that. So you get all of that at the best price that I've done on a 2019S Eagle with that. And like I said, you get that extra information, you get that extra opportunity, you get all that at no additional cost or charge.
That's what's so valuable about having Mike Mezek here at HSN. I mean, you can go buy coins, but you will maybe buy them online or maybe from someone who doesn't really know the ins and outs of the coin industry. And you may not be able to trust the source of the coins. We want to be your source when it comes to collectible coins. We want to give you an expert that you can trust with this 30 years of experience. This is a perfect place to shop for coins. Every single one of this will come with a certificate of authenticity. You get all the either original government packaging, or you get the special protective boxes or cases or display boxes. So we give you everything you need. So it's really the perfect place to lock in your favorite coin item here today at HSN. We have that solid gold coin coming up. I know you're very excited about. This one's also on FlexPay, so if you want to take advantage of those monthly interest-free payments.